Hello everybody. Liz and I have just prepared a few slides to talk about how to help your children if they are feeling anxious. We've had a few requests from parents saying they've got children who are anxious because of the lockdown. So we thought we'd pass on some of the tips that we give to staff in when we're doing training for behaviour training or how to help children through anxiety. Okay, here we go. So the first slide is the most important message really. We talk about, to staff we say, the first person that you need to calm is yourself. So if you're going into a situation where emotions are high, where there's shouting or lots of noise or upset, it's important to go in feeling calm, breathing deeply and in control of yourself, because you want the children to come down to your level rather than for you to go up to their level of agitation. So it's really important to stay calm as you go into those situations.
And in this demanding time, there's so many pressures put on parents. If you go into a situation and your child isn't calm and you don't feel calm, be gentle on yourself and step away and give yourself and the child some space and time.
The next slide is about getting them to talk. What we're really after is communication. We appreciate that not all children are able, whether they're verbal or not, to express their emotions. So if they can, it's important for you to be a good listener. And so use questions to get children to express themselves and be able, if they can talk through their worries, that is a huge step in their being able to manage them. It's important to give them space to listen and not close their talking down through offering solutions too quickly or give judgments, telling them that, things like don't be silly. Let them talk and validate what they're saying.
Quite often we feel that we want to fill the gaps if there is no communication or talk going on, and it's important the power of just being able to sit and be, and the use of silence when you're with your child.
And if your child has lots of worries, they might be coming at you with questions like, oh, what if this is going to happen? What is that? What if something else is going to happen? No matter how worried we're feeling about the what ifs, it really helps if you concentrate on what is at the moment, what is the situation. Let's deal with the reality. Let's not think about future catastrophes which may or may not happen. Okay, as we said, whether your child may be verbal, maybe non-verbal, either way, you're going to have to do quite a lot of interpreting to find out what their emotions really are. It's unlikely that they're going to be able to come to you and just label their own emotions. That's a skill that very few adults have, never mind children. So it may be that you need to identify their worries for them, and the way to do this is to look at their behaviour.
And we believe that behaviour is a communication, and any of the behaviours are just communicating how they are feeling. And you might start off with seeing whether they're feeling hungry or tired or thirsty, and then moving up from that as to whether they're feeling hurt in some way, either physically or emotionally, or scared. And as you are with your child when they're upset and worried, try to talk through them and say to them, are you feeling tired? So they can help identify their worries. It's useful to be able to do this when they're not actually at the top of their worries. So throughout the day, in the weeks to come, if you can identify your own feelings and model those for your children, that would be a really useful skill for them to learn.
And if they do go into some kind of crisis of challenging behaviour, try to understand how that behaviour is making you feel. If you feel scared by that behaviour or angry, that's a really good guide as to understanding what your son or daughter is feeling at that time. Okay, we've mentioned breathing already, but it's a really important skill and one that we don't all naturally get good at, which some of us have to practice at breathing. So it's important during times of crisis to be able to get your child to take some deep breaths. For some of our children, this has a really transformative effect on their anxiety levels and therefore their behaviour.
Again, this is something that doesn't come naturally to many people, and so when the situation arises, think of your own breathing and practice your own breathing with your child. So breathing in and out, breathing in and out.
Okay, perhaps this is the hardest slide to achieve. One of the keys to managing anxiety and the behaviour that follows from anxiety is to try never to let your children get into situations where their emotions spill over. So if you know that two children are going to argue, either take the lead and manage that situation for them, or don't put them in the same room. If you know that taking them to a certain place or a certain activity is going to set them off, then you modify your approach. The idea is always to predict and to prevent challenging behaviour, because that and to predict and prevent when emotions spill over, when anxieties get too high.
Over the last couple of months, everything's become very unpredictable, very changeable. So again, look at the routines and schedules. That will make that your child feel more secure and know what to expect is going to happen next.
Okay, the next tip is just deep pressure. Squeezing, squashing, hugging. This can be extremely relaxing for many of our pupils and for us. So you can start off maybe just by holding a child's hand and giving it quite a firm squeeze and then letting go. The child will soon let you know if they've found that a pleasant experience. They'll be giving you their hand back for more of that. And you can do that on the hands, the arms, even the forehead, and as in the picture, on the shoulders. It can be extremely effective in reducing anxiety.
Play is a fundamental of all child development in language and communication and all the cognitive skills. You have lots and lots of time, and sometimes having some play that you're modelling for children so they're learning new skills, but also giving the children time and space to do the things that they want to do and to take that initiative within their own play. Routines are essential, so again, so that the children know what to expect and to feel secure. So build those into your daily routine, trying to get up at the same time in the mornings and have your meal times and different activities scheduled in.
And it's important to schedule in some special times. If children who need lots of attention may be coming to you when you're busy and saying, give me your attention, and that might be difficult. The way to deal with that is to put into the routine some time when they know they're going to get your undivided attention. So the phone goes away, it's just you and your son or daughter, and it's quality time. That may help with the rest of the day, and they may become less attention seeking. But it's extremely effective in reducing anxiety, because they have a real strong connection with you and they know they've got somebody that they can trust to get them through this difficult time.
Exercise in this time is looking very different. The children are used to coming to school, having space to run around in, using the swimming pool, using the trampoline. And at home, quite often they're used to going outside for a specific purpose, like to go to the play parks. All of these things are changed and different, and again it's looking at different forms of exercise. Quite often we're hearing that children no longer want to go out for walks with families because the function of the walk for them was to go to the play park or see friends. So that has changed for them. There's lots of yoga and online exercises available, and again it's trying to make things fun and be enthusiastic.
And finally, at the end of the day, high quality sleep is absolutely essential. The way to do this is to build a bedtime routine. So maybe half an hour beforehand you're already into the routine that leads to the child being tucked up in bed, whether that's reading a story, having a shower, however that schedule pans out in your household, but it should be the same each night. It's essential to keep screens out of the bedroom. Children should have at least an hour before they go to sleep where they are not looking at screens, because of the light that comes off them can really make getting to sleep difficult. Okay, that's all the tips that we've got. We're aware that the theory is sometimes a lot easier to put forward than to put into practice. If you do need any help, please feel free to give us a ring here at Castle School. There's some other numbers there that might prove useful as well. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye.